So welcome to this week's episode, guys. We are starting to fall back into a routine here, being able to work on the boat and everything. So me and Fox, we just got back from a walk. We're just going to chill out here a little bit. I'm going to work on some video stuff, and then I'm going to go down to the yard and check things out. We're making so much progress. It's really exciting. As you're going to see in this episode, we've come so far since we first bought the boat. So I hope you enjoy. Cheers. Hi, we are Erica and Davy, an adventurous, slightly crazy couple who has taken on the challenge of restoring a hurricane damaged catamaran. It isn't easy, but we are seeing progress from all our hard work. Subscribe to our channel to follow our journey. You must tell yourself, no matter how hard it is or how hard it gets, I'm going to make it. So for this week's episode, guys, I felt it was kind of important to kind of show a before and an after. We've come so far. This big cabin top section has been one of the major damages that we had to fix on this hurricane damaged boat of ours. So I want to show you a little bit. So we're going to go back in time. The plans obviously changed a little bit from one point to the next, but we're just super excited.
So I want to explain a little bit about this area here. A lot of people have commented when they've seen the boat and they say it looks like it's been repaired by a child with paper mache. So I just want to set this straight a little bit. What this area is, we will show you from the inside as well, but there's a big damage on the corner here, and this area is actually covered by a mold. So the mold is the part that we need to make the fiberglass piece for inside to do the actual repair. So it's actually very, very thin, but on the inside of it is very, very smooth, and it's got the right shapes, so we can build the fiberglass part we need to cut that into the old roof and cabin top. Okay, good morning, guys. So we've made it down to Barefoot. Got down here yesterday afternoon. Spoken with George. All is good. We're meeting him here at 9 o'clock this morning. So we're actually going to start dissecting this boat to get the parts we need. This is the donor boat. We're going to cut out a few sections, take some rub rails, some cabin top, some perspex that can work with it too. So there's lots of useful parts for us here. This boat is anyway, it's pretty much finished anyway, so we might as well take the last little bits before she goes to the scrapyard. Alrighty guys, so job's been done. We've cut everything up. This is how you chop up a catamaran and put it in the back of a pickup. Alright guys, this is absolutely crazy trying to get these windows off of this cabin top. We need to take them off so we can actually cut and paste this part, and yeah, there's a team of about 4 or 5 of us trying to get these windows out. It's not easy. Emerson, what do you reckon?
Yes man, no easy.
It's going to be fun to try and get this thing off, I think.
So I hate this thing behind me. But it's grown on me, and I've gotten used to how it looks, but it's the moment it's going to pop off. It's going to come off. It's just going to be like magic. Whoa! Look at that.
On top, there's the right shape.
That's
absolutely
freaking awesome.
Awesome. And
let's have that in the background.
Fits basically like a glove.
Look at it. That's so much better than the mold piece. Look at it.
It's good.
Super happy with the progress on this. At the moment it's just tabbed on, so I've used some thickened epoxy in the gap, and also just tabbed it on with some 8 ounce. So I'm going to put another 2 or 3 layers from both sides, and then that should be fantastic.
So guys, as you can see there, the plans did change a couple times. We were originally going to build the piece ourselves with the mold that was on the boat. I'm so happy we didn't have to do that, because that would have taken 10 times longer than what we ended up doing. So we got super lucky with that boat down in Barefoot with the donor boat. We're super excited about that, and the transformation is huge. So let's check out how Davy did actually install all the windows. Thank you to our friend Craig, who came and helped with the process. He made it super easy.
Alrighty guys, so most of the preparation for the windows is now done. Craig's just putting a couple more pilot holes in. So actually on the windows, when they come out of the factory, they actually have little pilot holes in the corner here So we've re-drilled those and we've added a couple of extra ones. So we've countersunk as well. We're going to be putting these in with screws, but where they're attached to the boat, so they bolt through the fiberglass. So not only Sikaflex holding them on, but also some little bolts. But what we decided, due to flexibility of the boat and the boat moving, the holes on the inside, so i.e. through the fiberglass, we're going to give them a bit of tolerance. So they're going to be slightly bigger. We'll put a washer on and we're not going to over tighten them. So if the boat flexes and moves, it will have the opportunity to actually move with the window, if you know what I mean. So we're going to give that a go. We're nearly there. Last window now, just for the countersinking, and then we can try some dry fit.
So as you can see here, Davy is installing a foam draft stop. It's a really important part, so when we do put the Sikaflex on, it's not going to like squidge into the inside on the window. So it's a super important step.
Alrighty guys, so we've got the foam on. The foam stripping is just like draft stop really. This goes around the inside edge and then around the outside here. What we're going to do is we're going to put some primer on. We've got the primer 209. And then once we've primed this, let it dry. We'll do this on all 4 windows we're installing today. And then afterwards we're going to be using the Sikaflex 295 UV. So we'll be putting that all the way around the edge. We've already taped up the boat. So once we put it on and then put the pressure on with the bolts, if there is any small gappage along the top, we can go along and then just use the finger mark around the top. So that should be great. But first, let's get the primer on. Also, I want to say a massive thank you to Total Boat. Thank you so much for sending us out this product to give it a try. So yeah, let's crack on guys, let's get these windows in.
So Total Boat is an awesome company. They reached out to us a few weeks back and they sent us the Sikaflex, so huge thank you. But if you do need any epoxy or any different types of supplies, they have so many different options and they have really, really good products. So check it out if you're doing something similar to what we're doing. So putting on the primer is one of the steps that's crucial. It makes the Sikaflex stick better and it just makes the product last longer as well. So it's super important to do this step. So Davy said that this window was the hardest one to put on because as you can see he has to climb into the cupboard because the side of the window, the bolts are all the way back in there, so it's a little bit difficult. So for the 4 big windows that we had to put on, the 2 front ones, the one side and the one at the nav desk, we used about 4 tubes of Sikaflex. So not too much glue, but it's because we also had the bolts on the corners to hold them on. It's a lot less than we originally intended.
Okay guys, so super happy day, super exciting. Windows are in. As you can see, we've done the video and stuff, but anyway, I thought you'd do a little walk around here. But yeah, you remember back how this used to be? There was no part of the cabin top, no windows. We are super excited, super happy. Massive thank you to my friend Craig for coming and helping me out the last couple of days. That's what friends are for, buddy. If you ever need a hand, you shout me, I'll come and pay you back. Coming onto the inside, so we've got the nav station as well. This one here, the window. The door needs to go back in, but I want to do some touch-up painting around there. But then here on the inside, as you can see, this is where we had the damaged cabin top, and now we've got a proper view. We've got windows, cabin top. We're not going to need a bucket to keep the drips out anymore. It's going to be a life changer for us. So fantastic, what a day.
We have come so far throughout this journey. We're so happy we can work on the boat again. The team, they have put a little bit of epoxy barrier coat on some of the damages on the side, so she looks beautiful. Imagine what she'll look like when she has the top side on. Just a bit of an update on little sister, on Stephen and Janet's boat. He has a team of 4 local Dominicans working on his boat as well, and he is getting very, very close to spraying the primer as well. So hopefully we'll be able to spray pretty much at the same sort of time both boats. But we're so happy with the progress. Look at that, guys. So something else that we were working on this week, it's not super important to do before we're in the water, we understand that, but while we have a little bit of downtime, it didn't really take that long, and you saw the state of it before. So Davy did actually paint the bottom of the dinghy with some of the leftover anti-foul paint, so hopefully that will help keep the dinghy much cleaner. Also, when we're back in the water, we will be lifting it up onto the davits, so hopefully that'll help protect it as well. We don't really want to get too much growth on it.
Alrighty guys, so I know it's been a few days. I did get set up ready to do the through holes and stuff like that, but we've been busy jumping from job to job around here. So anyway, it's all peaceful, it's all quiet, everybody else has gone to lunch, so I thought I'm going to chuck the through holes in. Got 2 different types. So we've got the plastic one for the depth sounder, super easy. Use a polyurethane based glue, so I'm actually going to be using 5200 because it's what I got. Might have preferred to use 4200, but as they say, 5200, it is actually the top of the list. Apparently it's the best one to use, but they do also call it F the next guy, if you will, because getting it out is actually quite difficult. But anyway, it's still supposed to be the top glue for the job, so we're going to give that a go. That's what I got, that's what I'm going to use. Also got the bronze through holes, again researched it, same thing, 5200. Going to go around. These are nice ones. They've actually got recessed areas here, so the 5200 is going to sit in there. But what we do need to do is actually line these up. So the one for the depth sounder, there's actually no forward, backwards or anything else, so it's just literally pop it in, glue it in, screw it in. But for the bronze ones, I do actually need to work out how far the hole goes, so that actually when these parts on the inside go in, they're going to line up so that the water flow is going to be correct. So one going to the AC and the other one going to the toilet. I don't want them pointing obviously in the wrong direction, or I'm going to have hoses going all over the place in the bilge. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a dry fit here, but that's without PTFE tape. So I think it's better if I just chuck a bit of PTFE tape on. We can always peel it off and put some more on afterwards. We'll chuck the tape on, line it up, then I can mark it with a pencil. So once I glue it in, screw it back down, then we should pretty much be in the ballpark place we want to be when I come to put these on tomorrow with the new fittings for the bathrooms. So let's give that a go, mark them up and glue them in. Once I've done that as well, I've also got the underwater lights ready to go. All this stuff was up in the boat and it got pretty dusty, so I've just wiped everything over with acetone. Also been around all the through holes, because it's been a few days, and wiped them over with acetone as well, so we're going to get a nice clean bond. Alright, so yeah, let's crack on. These parts we're going to have to make new. When it came from the factory, they obviously glued them together. We showed it in the previous video, and we had to actually cut them off to be able to remove them. It was kind of a stupid design. So these parts I'm going to make new anyway. I've got to go to the hardware store and see what I can find. But the actual ball valves themselves, they're in good condition, so we'll be reusing those. Alright, that's that. So 1, 2, 3, locking nuts, locking nut. So, alright, let's line these up, let's glue them in. So done it here from the outside. I've got my little arrow here to mark it up. Sounds like Erica's trying to get hold of me on the phone. Beep, 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 beep. But anyway, so that's the first one. So let's go on the inside. I'm going to take a little bit extra glue with me, and let's go check it out on the inside. Alright, so we're on the inside. As you can see here, all lined up nicely. I'm going to put a little bit more just to fill up that recess in there. And also, a friend of mine, Alf, thanks for the advice, has told me not to over tighten them, because you don't want to push all the glue out. Alf's a boat surveyor,
It's been around since about the 1800s, I think. I think he used to work with Columbus. Anyway, thanks, Alf. But he said don't over tighten them too much. You can always nip them up the next day. So let's give that a go. I'm going to pretty much a little bit over finger tight is what I'm going to do, and then we'll go from there. So that's lined up. Quite happy with that, but because I fiddled around with it and I've got sweaty hands, I don't see my pencil mark on the inside anymore. So I'm going to just run downstairs quickly and check up my my other mark on the outside is still pointing in the right direction. Well, I'm glad I went to check, because when I was downstairs, I'm literally pointing the arrow going this way. It's supposed to be, but it's going the other way. So that little confusion I had getting the tape off, I would have, if I hadn't checked, I would have ended up with it the wrong way, which means it would have ended up pointing this way instead of this way. So I'm going to twist it while the glue is still nice and pliable, and we're going to nip it up. Through hole number 1 done. Right, so I'm going to learn from my mistake. I left a little bit of PTFE tape on the other one, and that's what kind of mucked us up. So yeah, we all live and learn. That's better. Alright, let's get the second one in. I think these two and the other hole, so I've got the depth sounder on this side. I'm just going to do them both at the same time, because I can't just glue them in from the outside and have to run up and down the ladder. I'm kind of done with going up and down the ladder. I wish I'd done a ladder count, to be honest. That would have been quite funny to find out how many times I've been up and down the damn ladder on this boat doing this project. Alright, I'm going to take you with us. Try and do this without getting the glue all over the microphone. Erica would not be happy if I did that. There isn't actually a direction on this one, but I've kind of found a natural direction that I like. Look at that, looks beautiful. So there's those two in. So let's go on the inside and put the locking nuts on. Alright guys, so the through holes are in, it's fantastic. I'm going to move across to do the underwater lights in just a moment. But I thought I'd just give you an update here. The boys, I've got a couple of boys working with me. They're doing a great job. So they're taping the boat up ready for paint. You want to say hi to YouTube?
Yeah.
Hola, hola, hola.
Hola.
So we got some, yeah, everything's been covered up. That obviously doesn't want to get spray painted. We've still got one window left to do here, a couple of lights. But the boys are getting there, so it's all nice and taped up. Hopefully, fingers crossed, this weather gets a bit better. Then maybe we can paint tomorrow. Alrighty guys, so we're finally getting to the part we're actually going to put the underwater lights on, which is fantastic. I'm really looking forward to using these. Maybe here in the bay in Lupron. I'm not sure how effective they're going to be here. But I'm just thinking back to the days where we were like in the Bahamas and stuff with that turquoise water, and having these out the back would be absolutely just amazing. So with these guys, as I showed you, I think it was in the previous video, I did actually sand this back to get rid of the anti-foul paint, and I put on some more epoxy barrier coat. These guys aren't just screwed on, oh sorry, they're not just glued on, they are also doing well today, aren't we? I'm dropping my pencil. So this is glued and screwed. So I'm just going to mark these so I can do some pilot holes for the screws. And this should work out fantastically. So anyway, let's try the first one. Must find myself a drill bit and find some screws. And let's see if we can get these things mounted. I did make a promise to Erica this would be done today, along with a through hole. So let's keep the wife happy. Happy wife, happy life. Anyway guys, so that's the underwater lights installed. Wow, I've got to do the connections on the inside.
but from the outside we're ready to splash with them. So I want to also say a massive thank you to Greg. You obviously remember Greg, he came out here, he gave us a good hand on the boat, lots of sanding and peeling, and oh, God knows how he put up with it. But anyway, thank you so much, buddy. These were also a gift from Greg, he bought them for the boat. So they're installed, bro. So let's enjoy this when we're back out on anchor and you come and see us for a little visit. And we're gonna sit there and fish off the back of the boat one evening when all the fish are coming to see the underwater lights. So thanks again, mate.
Hey guys, so hope you enjoyed this week's episode. We had so much fun this week actually seeing the progress happening. Thank you to everyone who's been watching and following our journey. It's been a long one. We also want to do a shout out to all of our patrons. Thank you guys so much for all of your continued support. We couldn't do this without you. At this moment, Davy is getting everything ready for painting. So hopefully, maybe this afternoon, they might get the first coat of primer on. And yeah, we'll see what happens. So stay tuned for next week, guys. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't done that already, and feel free to leave us a comment below. We're so happy with the progress. So cheers, guys. Stay tuned.